On June the 25th, 64 years after the Korean War broke out, Cho joined 122 surviving comfort women, as they were called, in a lawsuit against their government to reclaim, they say, human dignity and proper compensation. The suit comes as an embarrassing distraction for the South Korean government, which has pushed Japan to properly atone for what it says were World War II atrocities, including forcing women, many of them Korean, to serve as sex slaves for its soldiers. The women claim the South Korean government trained them and worked with pimps to run a sex trade through the 60s and 70s for US troops, encouraged women to work as prostitutes, and violated their human rights. The suit was lodged with the Seoul Central District Court, and Reuters has seen the document laying out the accusations against the government and a demand for 10 million won, about £5,700 in compensation per plaintiff. The women say they were forced by the South Korean government to undergo degrading checkups for sexually transmitted diseases, and if the test was positive, locked up until they were fit to work.
South Korea was a desperately poor country, struggling to rebuild after the devastation of war. For GIs, there was little variety during non-duty hours. Most invariably spent their time in local villages, where the entertainment was aimed at Americans with dollars to spend.
They all had a girlfriend down in the ville, and these little ladies of the night would entertain them at any time, so their big thing was get off duty and get down to the village.
In Last Chance Village, across the river, there were more women than we had men in our entire battalion. There were more prostitutes. The commanding general in our welcoming speech from him said, look at the man on your left, now look at the man on your right. He says, those two men are going to have VD before they leave Korea. Which was about right. That's what the VD rate was running.
예를 들면은 그 중에 한 가지를 예를 들면은 이제 위안부 할머니들 문제인데 그분들은 정말 꽃다운 나이에 그렇게 아주 고초를 겪음으로써 인생을 망친 분들입니다. 이제 그런 문제가 하나도 해결이 안 된 상태에서 또 일본이 그 역사 인식에 대해서 이제 그 일부 그 지도자들이 계속 그렇게 된 것도 없고 사과할 생각도 없고 계속 그 고통받는 분들은 또 계속 모욕하고 이런 상황에서는 뭐가 하나도 될 수가 없다는 것이 현실입니다.
Deep inside this abandoned mine, a team of archaeologists is looking for evidence of a massacre. It isn't hard to find. Human body parts litter the ground. This cold tomb has kept its gruesome secret for 58 years. This pile of rock and bone is part of a vertical mine shaft into which the bodies of up to 3,000 people are thought to have been thrown after their execution. And it's just one of 150 mass grave sites that South Korea has now begun to uncover. The question is, why has this brutal chapter of the Korean War been hidden from history for so long? More than 100,000 people are believed to have been executed by South Korea's military police.
In the years leading up to the 1988 Seoul Olympics, South Korean police, in an effort to enhance the image of the country, were ordered to clean the streets of vagrants, the homeless, and the drunks. That often meant the disabled and children on the streets were removed as well. Some were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. By 1986, thousands of those children were detained in facilities like Brothers Home, part of a massive money-making operation partly based on slave labor. Internal records claim 513 people died there between 1975 and 1986. The real toll is unknown. The current government refuses to revisit the case, calling it a financial burden and saying the evidence is too old. An official from Seoul's Interior Ministry told the AP that the government, quote, can't make separate laws for every incident, and there have been so many incidents since the Korean War, end quote.